What do we got here? Oh yeah, this is a it's one of these hold on, let me get the barbecue grill out really quick. Let me just get some water too. Oh yeah, all right. So the day I realized my husband had changed the locks after I had an affair and was left pounding on the door, pleading, sickened and furious. She's only mad because she got caught, you guys. She's only mad because she got caught. Hold on, I gotta refresh this again. What is going on with you, OBS? Why do you do this to me? All right, so my hand was shaking. Was that why the key to the front door of my flat wouldn't go in properly? It was one of those hefty Yale locks, and as I twisted and probed, I thought perhaps I was just too tired and upset even to open the door. But no, I tried over and over again, and it was clear this key, my house key, would not open this door. I stared at it in disbelief. My husband had changed the lock. While I was away visiting my elderly parents, he had called a locksmith to our marital home and locked me out. Even now, at 53, a long 14 years later, this moment remains one of the most emotionally charged of my entire life. She cheats. She betrays her husband. And she's like, she's the most impacted. Okay. And it came back in full Technicolor when I read Amanda Platel's harrowing piece in Female magazine earlier this month on being a wronged wife and ending her marriage. Exactly. Except I was literally on the other side of the door. I was the wrongdoer, the one who was having an affair, while Amanda changed the locks, then sat indoors sipping whiskey and listening to her husband's ever more frantic pleas to open up. I was the one in the hallway outside the flat, out in the cold. Yeah, where you belong. Get your ass to the streets, woman. When I read Amanda's story, what intrigued me most was not her devastation at her husband's infidelity, but a regret at how quickly she ended her marriage once she discovered it. I almost cried hearing this poor lady. I know, right? Let's all whip out our violins and start playing it. Looking back, she thinks the abruptness of the way she did it. The very evening she found out was too harsh, too brutal. And I agree, yes, I was in the wrong to cheat. But the pain and humiliation I felt at the way my marriage of 8 years ended, also within hours of my husband's discovery, affected me every single day for years. So she's not over it. She's not over it. Imagine it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to destroy my relationship to a good man, an honest man. I'm going to cheat and be a skank. And it's like, oh, but the pain, think about my pain and my humiliation. Where's the accountability, woman? Stay out in the cold a little bit longer until you learn your fucking lesson. Was my immediate exile from the marriage really the right thing for my husband to do? Yes. Yes, 100% yes. There's nothing else to do. You're not going to fucking sit down, have a conversation, invite some fucking shrink to your house. It's over. Is horribly wounded pride a good enough reason to throw away years of mutual support? And yes, happiness, question mark? Oh, yeah. Think of the good times. You can't just close the door on the marriage. Like, what about the things that were good? What about all the times I supported you and, like rubbed your back or shit? No, you cheat, you're out. I've been, I had a relationship once and, I had issues with the girl and I broke up with her. And of course she goes back immediately to her ex. Then she tries to weasel her way back into my life. And, it lasted maybe like 2 weeks and I did leave. I left abruptly. I used her for sex because I didn't want to be alone. But eventually I came to my senses and I moved on. And I remember she was texting me and like I used to check in like on Facebook when I'd go out. And she'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm also at the same bar that you're at. Let's talk or whatever. And I'm just like, this is a bad idea. But me being dumb, of course, I indulged her and shit. But I remember I moved on. And I was with this other girl. And she's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm with so-and-so. She's like, who the F is so-and-so? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, look, it wasn't going to work out. You made the choices that you made. And I never should have taken you back. But I did. I was stupid. And then I moved on quickly. And yeah, like, some dudes, they just move on quickly. Sometimes you just got to move on. Like there's no reason to linger. There's no reason to linger in this bullshit. Look at it. Look how fucking smug she looks. Never forget betrayal. They will betray you again. Oh, yes, they will. Cultimus Maximus. Yes, they fucking will. And like the funny thing was, it's like, I got out of a 4-year relationship and then I met this girl. I'm going to call her Sally. So me and Sally, she was super fucking cute, red hair, just my type. And we had a really great relationship. I thought I did everything right. And I just wasn't good enough for her. And, and she also got out of a relationship too. And thoughts in her mind still lingered about it. She had some other personal issues. She also threatened to harm herself. And it was just obvious it wasn't going to work. No matter how hard I tried, no matter how good of a boyfriend that I was. And again, I didn't want it to end. I really didn't. And then, of course, we split. And then I found out what she did. I know, again, I wasn't too mad because, again, we weren't together. But then, she tries to come back to me. And I'm just like, stupid. So, of course, I said yes. And, I like sex. So, whatever. But yeah, no, it was pretty clear that it was just, no, it wasn't going to work. And I couldn't deal with it. All right. So this woman is looking really smug. Damn. Ugh, dude, poor guy. Let's see. I knew he knew about 10 hours before I came home to the change lock. I was just leaving my parents' house in the U.S. To catch a flight back to London when he rang on the landline and asked bluntly, "Are you having an affair?" For a moment, I thought I was going to be sick. He said he had proof, photos. I thought of the laptop in our flat, which I'd left unlocked. Had he seen the pictures of me and the other man? Read our emails. Ugh. Oh, shut up, sex haver. Fuck you, cheese. What should I say to him? How dare you accuse me of that? Of course I'm not having an affair. Why are you? But I told the truth and said, yes, I am. Then the line went dead. I spent the flight home from Chicago in a state of barely repressed hysteria. It felt like a chasm had opened up in front of me, and I was falling into it. He had timed that call well, inflicting maximum pain with no prospect of relief. Dude, what about the pain you inflicted in his heart? Fucking 304. I tried calling and texting in the cab on the way home from the hetero, but there was no reply. It was midday London time, and I had no idea if he'd be in. Absurdly, my bags were full of American goodies, including huge jars of peanut butter, and they weighed a ton. The driver helped me drag them to the entrance of the mansion block, but I needed help to get them up the steep stairs to our flat. Oh, well, you should have thought about that before you cheated. Sounds like you need a man in your life. I rang the buzzer once, twice, several times more, in vain. Looking up into the large front windows, I saw one of the heavy curtains twitch. Yes, he was at home, but he wasn't answering the intercom. I dragged the cases through the communal hall and up the stairs myself. Does my ex ever wonder today, as Amanda does, whether he was too hasty with the locksmith, too vengeful? I have no idea. No, he did everything right. 100%. He got the proof, he got the receipts, and he sprung into action with a very sensible solution, which is ditching the woman. All I know is that as soon as I realized the keys did not work, I pounded on the door screaming, "Let me in." That's Eric Andre. Joe, let me in. Oh, please let me in. And feeling sorry and sickened and furious, I kicked the door several times, shaking it on its hinges. I swore and pleaded and wept. I'm sure he was there. I thought I could hear him moving right by the door on the other side. It wasn't a big flat, and he couldn't help but hear every word of my desperate begging. Was he gloating? Was he enjoying hearing how much power he had? Or was he just crushed and hurt and in agony? Probably all of the above. I mean, they were together for 14 years, married for 8. And this is how it ends. This is how it has to end. You crying like a dumb bitch. Not knowing what else to do, I actually phoned the police. My voice hoarse, tears running down my face. And they said it wasn't their business. I'd been outside for 15 minutes, maybe half an hour, maybe longer. Well, time to move. Let's see. Time had no meaning in that space on that landing, with my stupid suitcases filled with gifts and goodies and my idiotic keys belonging to no lock at all. Okay. The truth is, my affair was a symptom of an unraveling marriage rather than its cause, and yet I still maintain it could have been saved. Ugh. Okay. Again, no accountability here. And this is an older woman. She's in her 50s, and she is not able to hold herself accountable in any way, shape, or form. Pathetic. Like Amanda, who admits to prioritizing her career over her marriage, he was always out while I was at home all day. Once our flat had been a wonderful sanctuary and a place for friends to gather, We were known for the huge Halloween parties we threw in the big main room with its 12-foot ceiling. But then gradually over time, we stopped partying together. Yeah, see, this is what happens when a woman gets bored in a relationship. They'll stray. If you don't entertain them, if you don't take them out, if you change up in some way that inconveniences her and in any way, shape, or form, she'll stray and start sleeping with somebody else. A lot of women do this, unfortunately. Indeed, it often seemed as if he didn't care much about the marriage, full stop. He was on the up, popular and in demand, making a lot of money with accolades and appreciation for his work, and I rarely saw him. He was working most of the time or out with his friends. Accountability is women's kryptonite. Oh, I know. It certainly is. Yeah, so again, she lives in a posh flat in a very expensive city. And, it's like, oh, they used to have the parties and they used to do all these things. And now, they're much older now. They're in their 50s. The party phase should be over at that age. And it just wasn't enough for her. She felt the need to destroy her marriage, destroy his trust, break his heart. I dare say Amanda's husband felt the same way when her busy life as a newspaper executive meant he didn't see her for days on end. Yeah, sometimes men have needs. And sometimes those needs aren't fulfilled. And then the man will stray like a dumb bastard. He shouldn't have broken Amanda's heart. She's out there busting her ass and probably faithful. And then he acts like a thug, like a punk. Just walk them like a dog. I know, right? Just put a leash around them. Just try making me actually dress up and go out. I know, right, Rookie? Dude, that was like me like the past few days. Like, well, not the past few days, but like almost like a weekish ago. Like the last time I did the stream, like I had the horrible allergies. And like for like 3 or 4 days, I was just like so tired and just miserable, but I wasn't in pain. I just was not comfortable. And I feel great again. And yeah, like you couldn't get me to do anything. And I've been invited out, it's like, oh, we're going to go out doing this. We're going to do that. And I'm like, I'm not going to do shit. I'm going to stay home. I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to take a nap with my fat dogs. So anyways, let me see. It's quite a bit here. But yeah, I mean, we get the gist. We get the gist of the story. Woman, 304, cheats and still acts like a victim. Let's see what she says here at the end. I wish my ex-husband and I could have such an exchange. It is such a kind, mature thing to do. No, there's no need to have an exchange. You cheated, you're out. It would make me feel better, but it will never happen, and you don't deserve it. I have tried to contact him many times over the years, but he has locked me out of any communication. I am dead to him. Yes, as you should be. Yeah, I get shit on by a lot of women in my life because, whether I'm casually dating or even some of my ex-flames, or not flames, my ex-girlfriends, when it's over, I block them on Facebook, on my phone, everything. At the time I wasn't able to block people. It was actually kind of a process, cause I'm fucking old. It was kind of a process to block people on your phone. But I remember I blocked, Sally. I blocked her on Facebook and Instagram, all that. Cause I didn't want to deal with her shit. I didn't want to see her. I didn't want to see what she was doing. I'm not interested in her life. I'm moving on. And I remember she texted me and she was calling me like fucking idiot and all this shit because I blocked her. And I'm like, this relationship is over. We're not going to be friends. We're not going to be anything. We're not going to be cool. We're not going to be fucking Facebook buddies. None of that shit. I'm not going to follow you on Instagram. It's done. So the guy being more mature, he's like, yeah, you're dead to me, woman. This fucking lady who can't appreciate a hardworking man. I admire them. Let me see. It does not have to be like this. Affairs don't have to end marriages. Yes, affairs should end marriages. If you cheat, it's over. Like, I can never trust somebody who cheats. I can never trust somebody who's that weak-willed, especially if you have like kids and you bring around some fucking strange man into my house and fuck him while I'm working my ass off. Nah, it's over. Like Amanda, now I am older. I know a number of couples who have worked through infidelity and come out the other side. Yeah, well, good for them, I guess. I admire them. I am sure it is not easy, but it seems they have solid, realistic relationships where healing and forgiveness can happen rather than being married to Mr. Vengeance. There it is again. You can't accept that you fucked up, that you're the bad person. And you know what? He didn't inflict vengeance on you. He held you accountable for your actions and he acted accordingly. Being vengeful would be like, all right, I'm going to get on the computer. I'm going to copy all these photos of her being a fucking skank with all these other men. And I would send it to everybody. But like, this is who so-and-so is. I married a whore. She betrayed my trust. I'm busting my ass off with my career so we can live this posh lifestyle, and she cheats on me like a fucking rat behind my back. That would be vengeance. This is judicious, if you will. Very fair. But yeah, enough of this though. We got to get into fashion swap because we got a few things and then I'm out of here.